Greetings viewers, EricTheCarGuy here with another lighting upgrade for you. Behind me is my 2012 Honda Odyssey, and I have to say I've never really been quite happy with the yellow murky halogen headlights that came stock with this vehicle. So I'd like to upgrade those today, and my friends at Motorfiend have hooked me up with this 6G LED kit that I can install directly in place of the stock bulbs. This takes H11 bulbs to start with. And this is somewhat unique in the fact that it offers you 5 different color temperature variations that you can adjust on here. So we'll talk about that when we get into it. But otherwise, this should be just a plug and play installation that you could do in your driveway in minutes. That's the hope anyway. So let's find out if that's the case. Here's the landscape underneath the hood of my Odyssey. It doesn't look like access is going to be too bad over here on the right side. This left side, also same thing. There's just enough room to get your hand down in there to get to stuff. Hopefully it's as easy as it looks. Okay, I'm going to first remove the stock bulb on the passenger side here. Thankfully that came out. I like working on newer vehicles. Don't touch these with your fingers, because the oil from your fingers can actually damage the bulbs. So just in case you want to go back at a later date or something like that, try to keep these intact and do not touch the glass portion with your bare fingers. Rubber gloves is okay, but you're trying to keep grease off it. Here's what's in our light kit. There you see there's the 2 bulbs, everything that goes with them, but also this is the interesting part. These are different color filters that you can put on the outside of the bulbs to change the color temperature, that apparently slip over the outside of this bulb to give you that different color temperature. Now I want as close to white light as possible, so I want 5000 K, so I'm going to install these just as they are without any of these filters. But if you wanted to say go up towards 8000 K or down towards 3000 K, you have the ability to do that. And in the instructions is the illustration on how to install those. They're really just peel and stick. It's not that difficult. I did say it was plug and play, so I'm just going to slip this down in here. Now this is kind of heavy, and it's got some provisions here maybe for some zip ties, and I'm just going to see how I feel when it's in there, if it feels like it's dangling too much or whatever. I will address that. Really was that easy so far. Let's click it into place. I only have one installed. I just want to check it. All right, let's give it a try. Nice. See, I already like it better. If you compare one side to the other, this is the new side, this is the old side. And now you can see exactly why I'm doing these. But the disbursement pattern is exactly the same as it was before. It's just brighter. And I'm very happy. And literally, I just put it in like I was putting in another bulb. I'm just going to install the other side, be done with this. I don't like how this block is just sort of hanging around. So I'm going to take the opportunity to tie it up so that it doesn't interfere with anything. And that just tidies that up nicely. I don't have to worry about it interfering with other items. Let's do the other side. Once again, I'm going to do the zip tie trick. Here's my final answer. There's plenty of pigtail left to where none of the wires are under any kind of strain. This is tied up and out of the way. That's not going to interfere with anything. I'm going to call that done. Okay, let's check out the finished product. Nice. Bright, crisp, white light. I like it way better than that yellowy halogen stuff. But I'm very happy with the result. Let's wrap this up. Honestly, I think it took me longer to hook up those zip ties than it did to take the old bulbs out, put the new bulbs in, and plug them in. That was one of the easiest headlight upgrades I've done, and I really like the difference that it made. I'm getting rid of those yucky halogen things, and now I have those bright white LEDs. As I said, you can change the color temperature with this kit. I opted for just the straight up stuff. I like just the white light. It was an easy kit. I hope you have an equally easy experience should you try to install these. I will put a link in the description to Motorfiend, special thanks to them, and this kit so you can get one for yourself if you wish to do so. If you have automotive questions, I'd ask you head over to EricTheCarGuy.com. There's tons of resources there to help you with those automotive questions. If you wish to connect with me socially, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, also Instagram, and I close each of my videos with be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.